You are listening to Finessing the Essay, a podcast where New Design High School students share their stories about crafting their personal essays for their college applications.
Welcome to Finessing the Essay podcast. I'm Dr. Scott Conti, founding principal of New Design High School, and today I am here with
Jenassie, class of 2025.
Santiago, class of 2025.
Maddie Moreno, class of 25.
Fantastic. Guys, lately we've been writing college essays. How are you feeling about, you're juniors now. How are you feeling about applying to college next year, the whole college process, selecting colleges?
I'm very excited, finally get to move out of New York for a couple months. No family, no parents, just trying to enjoy the experience.
Nice. Do you know where you're going, Santi, next year, or where you're going to apply to?
Not yet.
Okay. All right.
I'm excited for the experience. I'm gonna try to apply to every college and see which one just accept me. I'm also not gonna try to limit myself to like one thing I want to do in my life. I want to explore everything, all the opportunities.
Nice.
I'm very excited and nervous because it can be very scary, but I will try my best, and I will apply to as many colleges as I can.
Nice. All right. We've been writing college essays, which is basically telling stories about ourselves. Can you tell a little bit about your last college essay you wrote? And
Yes, my last college essay I wrote is how one event that happened in my life fixed me into the person I am, and I talked about my living condition and how I had to get out that limitation of staying in one spot, and how everything is gonna be under the world basically. How if I'm not in that one spot, I'm not gonna be who I am today, and that was just a limitation on me. And I'm so happy that I'm out of that mindset.
well, what was that spot? Are you able to share?
It was my grandma's house in the Bronx.
Oh.
I was there for I grew up there, and I moved out at 12, and having that family that you could always run to, and it's a happy place, a safe spot. It's just hard,
Yeah.
just growing out of that spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You miss it or don't miss it?
I miss it. I still go there to this day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
Nice. Santi, what did you write about?
I wrote about growing up in the projects, basically growing up in New York City, and my experience on how it changed me and made me the person who I am today. And basically, I was just talking about how I grew up with a bunch of kids and how we all went different paths. We were best friends, Some of them went down the wrong path. I still talk to them, because they were my homeboys, but I care for them. But it's just we took different paths and got different experiences, which carved me into the boy I am today.
So you're saying no regrets on that?
Yeah. No.
If you could
Not
grow
really.
up somewhere else, would you?
Nah, not really.
No.
I love New York City
Yeah.
and its culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Maddie, what did you write about?
I love food a lot, so I wrote about food and how it impacts my culture, since when a lot of people come to foreign places, they sometimes change, and they want to change to fit in those places. But for me, food always reminds me of where I come from and all the happy times I spent with my family before I had to come here.
What food did you write about the most? Tell me, what's that food?
Sancocho, chicharrón, mango con los tres golpes. Dominican food, delicious.
So delicious.
So good.
We do a lot of different types of writing in high school, but we often don't write about our own stories. And I'm curious, was that challenging for you writing about yourself? Was it easy to write about yourself? Was it hard to pick one story? What was that writing process like for you?
Me personally, it was easy because I just picked a story that I felt close to, a sentimental story I wouldn't share, and I feel doing college essays, I feel that's what they look for, stories that kids wouldn't share, so that they could actually get to know you, know the real you. So that's what I did.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you feel a little vulnerable writing that, or?
I did. When you went to proofread it, there was a part I didn't want you to read. But like now that like I finished it and I made it sound professional, I feel like I will be able to share it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm working on writing myself right now. I always get very uncomfortable sharing it with other people. I feel very
Yeah.
judged,
It's because it's a safe spot. Like
Yeah.
you don't want nobody to judge you.
especially your life.
Yes, especially your life.
Yeah. Santi, did you have a hard time choosing a story, or did you want to write that story about growing up?
Not really. I feel like I just thought of the first thing that came to my head, and it was pretty easy to write about because it's a story about me and like where I grew up at, how I grew up, and like how it shaped me into the person I am today. So it's like very easy, very quick, and very detailed.
Nice. Good job. Maddie, what about you? Your love of food.
It was actually not that hard for me since what my family always says, and I think everybody, is that food always brings family, friends, and everybody together. And since I moved here, it was like it was just me and my dad at first. And so I kind of lost that, feeling of family. But every time I think or try my culture's food, it always reminds me of the happy times and how hard it was at first to like move to a new place.
Yeah. How old were you when you moved to New York?
Because I was 6, but then
Okay.
I came here for 1 year, left.
Okay.
1 year.
Oh my
until I
gosh.
came here until 9th grade.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Intense. Last question before you guys are going to ask you some questions. I think part of the challenging thing about the college essay is you have to tell a story, and then you have to kind of spin the story why you're amazing for the college, right? Like colleges obviously want kids who are not only unique but have some strengths. This might be very hard to talk about. You're going to love this. What are your strengths as a human being? 3 of them. Try to think of 3 strengths why a college would just love you to go to it.
This is a hard question. 3 strengths.
Isn't it weird how we can often talk about why we're all messed up, but when we have to talk
Yeah.
about our strengths, we absolutely
like-
fall apart, right?
Yeah, we don't know what.
I know.
I feel like one of my strengths is I improvise. Like if I can't do something, I will find other solutions to do it. I bring 2 different things, and then I do one, and I see that I could do this one. I know that I have the strength to do the big problem. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I know that's only one, but also a strength is that I don't know. I feel like me myself personally I'm a strength because there's a lot of things I've been through that nobody knows, and if people knew me, they would understand. Oh, I know where she's coming from. I don't know.
Oh, that's a good one, right? You're
Yeah.
saying you're
myself is
persistent.
yes. I don't know. It's a lot.
What would your best friend say about you?
My best friend said that she will love me and she will do anything for me in this world. She said that she'll buy me a dog one day, and I'm gonna hold her accountable to that.
Yeah. What kind of
Yeah.
dog?
A Doberman.
Dobermans are the best. You did 3. Great job.
Yes.
All right, Santi. Pressure's on. Podcast spotlight is on. 3 things, qualities of Santi that a college would find
I don't know. I'm very boring.
boring.
So, yeah.
I'm yeah,
3.
that's you had to spin
Yeah.
that as a positive. I don't know if boring is a
All right.
positive.
I'm unproblematic, you know.
That's a good
Very
one. That's better than
unproblematic.
boring.
I don't jump into the drama. I mind my business most of the time.
We might call that focused.
Yeah, very focused.
Yeah.
And I'm a problem solver, you know. I'm a problem solver.
That problem solving thing is, well, you guys both talked about. That's an amazing skill. Here's the thing: we're about to do this unit on being 18 to death or being 25 to death. That's the whole thing about life. You never know when life's gonna throw you a little curveball, right? Or throw something at you. You've already had a lot of stuff happen to you, and to continue to be persistent through it, problem solve, get through it, figure it out without delaying is a quality successful people have. Great job, Sant.
Thank you.
You guys want to hear about my great qualities?
Yeah.
No, you don't. Don't lie to me. All right, Maddie, what are 3 great qualities about you?
And I can improvise in difficult times, like both of my classmates said. When something is difficult, I always try to find the bright side, because in a difficult situation, everybody's gonna start to panic, and we can't be having that. So I try to find the good side of everything. I am very attentive. I pay attention in class, even if it don't seem like it, because if you don't pay attention, then how are you going to figure out what they're trying to do, and how are you going to explain it to people that need help or that don't understand? I am also, I don't know. I don't know what my other strength can be.
Oh, I think you're... Guys, help Maddie out. What is she fantastic at? Santi, what is Maddie so good at?
Unproblematic also.
Yeah.
She stays like to herself, like her. And I also noticed that like she don't limit herself to like one person. Like she's friendly and she makes friends with everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, so sweet. All right, last question. It's a tough one. When I got to college, I did terrible my freshman year, and a lot of that came down to just some immaturity. I was playing college soccer, and I could not handle the responsibilities of school, all the hours of training, and then like college fun. So I actually did quite poorly freshman year until I got my stuff together. What do you think is going to be your biggest challenge when you go to college?
Relating back to your story, my freshman year of high school, I did horrible. But I feel like since I already experienced that, going to freshman year in college, I already know what to do. Like, stay on point. Like, once the assignments are given, like, do it before the due date. And then just stay on top of myself. Like, have a good schedule. Like, schedule everything. Like, have a plan book.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Santi, what's going to be your biggest challenge in college?
Probably like dorming in. So like trying to like settle in, you know, like no mom food. I'm gonna have to be cooking like ramen noodle and stuff, you know.
And with like, you got to figure out how to make that ramen like 12 different ways, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
And probably like just probably fitting in.
Yeah. Nice. Maddie, biggest challenge, college?
Well, since English is not my first language, I would say spelling and like the basic stuff.
Yeah.
But I think would be missing my friends.
Yeah.
Since they are like emotional support for everybody, and being in a new space where you don't know anybody can be a difficult thing. So basically try to like make friends.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing. You actually have to be kind of strategic about it. Go out and find good people to be friends with, right? Otherwise, college can be quite lonely. All right, guys, we're going to end with how we end some of our Finessing the Essay broadcast. Give your one piece of advice to kids who are about to apply and go to college. What's your one sentence? Uh-oh, Santi, you've been elected to go first on this one. I don't know why. We're switching the lineup. But Santi, what's your one piece of advice for maybe kids in your situation?
In my situation,
Yeah.
just get out of your small bubble, you know. Go meet new people, go talk to new people, learn more, you know.
Yeah.
One advice I would give is like what Santi said, don't limit yourself to one thing. Like, try to like keep a mindset that everything's gonna be fine, and don't have like that limitation on that one friend group, because that one friend group will sometimes bring you down.
Nice. Maddie?
I would say not to worry and to always think about the good part, because once you're done with college, you don't have to think about it back. Be positive about most things. Be positive about most things, and to never lack on your assignments, because if they keep piling up, it can be hell.
Falling behind. Folks, thanks so much for being in the podcast studio with us. I'm Dr. Scott Conti, and this is Finessing the Essay podcast.
Bye, guys.
Ciao, ciao.
You have been listening to Finessing the Essay, a Spark Campus Studio production.